Happening now, the Supreme Court issues a code of conduct to clarify ethics rules, and bipartisan amendment addressing Delphi salaried retirees' lost pensions. Plus, Hiker Responsibility Code, a comprehensive guide to safe hiking.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us at Western New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, Buffalo resident Angel Elliott Dolphin, 58, has been sentenced to 5 years probation with 8 months of home confinement and electronic monitoring by U.S. District Judge Lawrence J. Velardo. The sentencing follows Dolphin's conviction for making a false document in connection with the sale of 23 properties in the city of Buffalo, all constructed before 1978. Assistant U.S. Attorney Aaron J. Mango, handling the case, revealed that Dolphin, operating through Vin7 LLC, executed lead-based paint writer and disclosure forms as part of the property sale process. Shockingly, Dolphin knowingly provided false information, stating that the lead-based paint hazards in these properties were unknown, and he possessed no records related to such hazards. These fraudulent statements were critical for Dolphin's compliance with the Residential Lead-Based Paint Hazard Reduction Act of 1992, a statute overseen by the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, and the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. The investigation uncovered that, on average, it would have cost buyers $5,000 per property to address and stabilize the lead-based paint hazards present. Dolphin's deception not only violated federal regulations, but also imposed potential health risks on unsuspecting buyers, as lead exposure can cause severe health issues, particularly in young children. In response to these offenses, Dolphin has been ordered to serve 600 hours of community service at Habitat for Humanity within the first 3 years of his probation. This sentence aims to both redress the harm caused by his actions and contribute positively to the community. The Residential Lead-Based Paint Hazard Reduction Act of 1992, implemented to safeguard residents from lead exposure, places a legal obligation on property sellers to provide accurate information about potential lead hazards. Well, in other news, U.S. Attorney Trini E. Ross announced today that Michael Lanham, 34, of Lockport, New York, pled guilty before U.S. District Judge John L. Sinatra, Jr. to production of child pornography with a prior sex offense, which carries a mandatory minimum penalty of 25 years in prison and a maximum of 50 years. Assistant U.S. Attorney Caitlin M. Higgins, who was handling the case, stated that in December 2010, Lanham was convicted of rape in the third degree, victim less than 17-year-old, and perpetrator 21 years or more in New York State Court, and is a registered sex offender. In September 2020, he took a sexually explicit photo of a minor victim on his cell phone. In October 2020, Lanham distributed the image of the minor victim in a private online message to an undercover law enforcement officer on the Kik application. The plea is the result of an investigation by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Child Exploitation Task Force, under the direction of Special Agent in Charge Matthew Maraglia. Sentencing is scheduled for March 15, 2024, before Judge Sinatra. Well, in other news, Erie County District Attorney John Shea Flynn announces that a 17-year-old male from Buffalo was sentenced this morning before Youth Part Judge Brenda Friedman to a split sentence of 6 months in jail, followed by 3 years of probation. The adolescent offender was adjudicated as a youthful offender. On Tuesday, April 25, 2023, at approximately 11:20 a.m., the adolescent offender, a student at Academy School number 131, entered the school building on St. Lawrence Avenue in the city of Buffalo. As the adolescent offender walked through the weapon detection system, a school security officer found a disassembled handgun while searching his backpack. The adolescent offender fled after the weapon was confiscated. The school issued a brief lockdown and notified police. The illegal handgun, considered a ghost gun, was submitted into evidence by the Buffalo Police Department. The adolescent offender pled guilty to 1 count of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree, a Class C violent felony, the highest count in the indictment against him, on Friday, September 29, 2023. The adolescent offender also pled guilty to 1 count of attempted assault in the second degree, a Class E felony, for another crime he committed while incarcerated at the Erie County Youth Services Center. On June 21, 2023, at approximately 7:30 p.m., the adolescent offender hit and kicked another incarcerated individual. The victim was taken to ECMC by ambulance, where he was treated for injuries to his face. While I am thankful that no one was injured during this incident, this teenager is accused of committing one of the most concerning and serious offenses, bringing a loaded handgun into school. Anyone who commits or threatens to commit a crime at any school in Erie County will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, said Erie County District Attorney John Flynn. Well, in other news, at 10:13 p.m. on Saturday, November 11th, 2023, Olean firefighters received a phone call to the station from the occupants at 112 West Green Street reporting that their house was on fire. At the time of the call, Olean firefighters were out on 2 ambulance calls. 3 Olean firefighters responded with 2 engines. Olean firefighters arrived on scene within 3 minutes of the call. Upon arrival, firefighters found smoke and fire on the rear exterior of the building. A hose line was stretched from the engine and crews attacked the fire from the exterior of the building until additional firefighters were able to make it to the scene. The fire was contained to the rear exterior of the structure with some smoke and water damage inside. Olean firefighters were assisted on scene by Trans Am Ambulance and Olean Police Department. Allegheny and Weston Mills fire departments were placed on standby in their quarters. Once cleared from the scene, Trans Am Ambulance provided mutual aid assistance with a motor vehicle accident. The cause of the fire is under investigation at this time by the Olean Police Department, Olean Fire Department, and the Cattaraugus County Fire Investigation Team. Olean firefighters would like to remind the public of the importance of dialing 911. Please do not call the fire station directly if you have an emergency. Due to their increased call volume, firefighters may not be in the station when you call. Please dial 911 no matter how big or small your emergency may be. 911 dispatchers can reach Olean Fire Department units by radio when they are out in the field. For non-emergency requests or general inquiries, calling the fire station directly is appropriate. As WNY News Now continues, the Supreme Court issues a code of conduct to clarify ethics rules. And later, a bipartisan amendment addressing Delphi salaried retirees' lost pensions. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights. Vests.
Please, give us some room.
Slow down. Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger.
This danger is real. Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
In a statement, the Supreme Court of the United States revealed that the justices have collectively promulgated a code of conduct to succinctly articulate and consolidate the ethics rules guiding their conduct. The newly issued code serves to address the perception that the justices, unlike their counterparts in the federal judiciary, operate without specific ethical guidelines. The statement emphasizes that many of the rules and principles outlined in the code are not novel, but rather a codification of existing standards derived from various sources. These sources include statutory provisions, codes applicable to other federal judiciary members, ethics advisory opinions from the Judicial Conference Committee on Codes of Conduct, and historical practices. The absence of a formalized code in recent years has contributed to a belief that the justices considered themselves exempt from ethical constraints. The code's lack of an enforcement mechanism fails to rectify this perception and make clear that the Supreme Court justices adhere to ethical guidelines similar to those governing other jurists in the country. The Code of Conduct relies solely upon the honor system of each justice, which, combined with the lack of any enforcement mechanism, many people have already asked what enforceable policies have changed. Well, in other news, Congresswoman Claudia Tenney of New York, along with Representatives Mike Turner, Dan Kildee, and Gwen Moore, have spearheaded a bipartisan initiative to address the plight of more than 20,000 Delphi salaried retirees who lost their entire retirement benefits following the 2009 General Motors bailout.
As most of you know, in 2009, More than 20,000 Delphi salaried retirees lost the full value of their retirement benefits in the aftermath of the General Motors bailout. As part of its 2009 bankruptcy agreement, the Delphi Corporation, a subsidiary of GM, surrendered its pension obligations to the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation. The Obama administration then worked behind closed doors with union leaders to guarantee union workers full pension benefits while slashing the pensions promised to the 20,000 non-unionized salaried staff. After a decade of exhausting every avenue in the judicial system, the Delphi salaried retirees relied on Congress to restore their pension assets. In order to right this egregious wrong, I, along with Congressman Turner, Kildee, Moore, have introduced the bipartisan Susan Muffley Act to fully restore the Delphi salary retirees' pension plan assets with lost earnings that they are owed.
In the wake of General Motors' bankruptcy filing, the company relinquished its pension obligations affecting the non-unionized salaried staff. The Obama administration, in collaboration with the union leaders, negotiated pension cuts for these salaried workers, leaving them without the full value of their promised retirement benefits. Congresswoman Tenney earlier this year co-sponsored the Susan Muffley Act, a legislative proposal seeking to provide redress for the Delphi salaried retirees. The act proposes back pay for the past 14 years through a lump sum payment. This payment would be equivalent to the difference between the benefits paid out and what retirees would have received without limitations, along with a 6% interest rate. As part of her advocacy, Congresswoman Tenney released a comprehensive documentary featuring interviews with affected families and individuals from Western New York. The documentary sheds a light on the human impact of the pension losses and aims to raise awareness about the need for restitution. The Susan Muffley Act of 2023, now submitted as an amendment to H.R. 5894, the Labor, Health and Human Services, Education and Related Agencies Appropriation Act of fiscal year 2024, marks a collaborative effort across party lines to address a long-standing injustice faced by Delphi salaried retirees. Well, in other news, fall is one of the best times to hike in New York State. In the pursuit of adventure and connection with nature, hikers are urged to follow the Hiker Responsibility Code, a set of guidelines encompassing preparedness, safety, and environmental consciousness. From essential gear to navigating unexpected challenges, here's a comprehensive overview of the code for an enjoyable and secure hiking experience.
Hiking is a great way to get exercise and enjoy the outdoors, but it comes with challenges. The first step in hiking is safety, and the best way to be safe is to hike smart, New York. Before heading out, make sure you are prepared with proper clothing, boots and gear, food and water, maps and guides, flashlight or headlamp, and a way to summon help or contact a forest ranger if needed. And don't forget extra batteries. Use DEC's website or other good sources of information to plan your trip. And always share that plan with friends or family, including when you expect to complete your hike. Save the DEC emergency dispatch number in your cell phone should you need emergency forest ranger assistance during your hike. Check current and predicted weather forecasts, trail conditions, and other alerts before you go, and be realistic. Avoid jumping on rocks and other dangerous situations, and don't overestimate your skills or underestimate the power of Mother Nature. So hike smart, New York, so you can enjoy our state's amazing natural resources over and over again. And if you find yourself lost or injured, call 911 for forest ranger assistance.
Hiking is a rewarding activity, but embracing the Hiker Responsibility Code ensures that the rewards come without unnecessary risks. By being prepared, staying informed, and respecting the environment, hikers contribute to a safer and more enjoyable outdoor experience. Well, coming up next, new charges against an escaped inmate for a 2-week crime spree. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
No. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Well, as the graphic shows, we'll be on a roller coaster of temperatures over the next few days. Today looks like the high temperature for today is going to make it into the upper 40s. Tomorrow will be in the mid to upper 50s with the projected Jamestown high temperature of 55. Thursday will reach our peak for high temperatures this week, making it into the lower 60s. Friday's high temperature, I should say, will occur early on in the day, and then a cold front's going to sweep through the region, and temperatures will be dropping throughout the afternoon. And then as we head into the weekend, temperatures look to return back into the 40s as we are on this roller coaster of temperatures throughout this week. National Weather Service in Buffalo will have an in-person storm spotter training for the fall-winter season coming up this Thursday, November 16th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Springville Senior Center. Now, this is free to attend. Anyone can attend. You just need to register online. And to register, you can go to www.weather.gov/Buffalo/Skywarn. Anyone can become a trained storm spotter for the National Weather Service, and the fall-winter sessions cover winter weather, including lake effect snow and other winter weather conditions. Almanac for today made it to a high of 52 degrees yesterday in the city of Jamestown, which is a couple degrees above where our average should be for this time of year. The low for the day yesterday was 29, and the records for the day 71. The record high set back in 2010. The record low of 7 set back in 1905. So let's time out future scan over the next 24 to 48 hours. Here's a hint: nothing will be happening. High pressure is in control, and that's going to keep us dry. Partly to mainly clear skies overnight. That's going to allow temperatures to drop like a rock again overnight. Tomorrow, another beautiful day out there tomorrow with partly to mostly sunny skies across the region. And then we're going to stay dry Wednesday night into Thursday with mainly clear skies. And Thursday will be another beautiful day across the region before things start to change heading into Friday. So here's your full forecast for tomorrow. Partly to mostly sunny skies across the region. It will be warmer tomorrow and a bit breezy as well. High temperatures tomorrow range from the mid to upper 50s to the lower 60s in some spots. A southwest wind of 10 to 15 miles per hour with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, especially near that immediate Lake Erie shoreline. The rest of that 7-day outlook from Ultimate Solutions, so partly to mostly sunny skies for both Wednesday and Thursday. Friday we should start off dry, but clouds will be increasing throughout the afternoon, and by that time the afternoon rolls around, a cold front will begin to sweep through the region and bringing around a widespread rain to the region. Again, early highs will occur in the mid to upper 50s, and then we're dropping back down to the 40s to the rest of the afternoon. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll have a chance for some mixed scattered rain and snow showers for both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures on Saturday back down in the lower 40s, and then we're in the upper 30s for Sunday and into early next week on Monday.
Andrew, thank you. Well, Pennsylvania Attorney General Michelle Henry has unveiled a series of new charges against Danilo Cavalcante, the 34-year-old Chester County prison inmate who successfully escaped on August 31st. The charges brought forth by the Pennsylvania State Police are focused on Cavalcante's activities during the subsequent 2 weeks while he was on the run. The Office of the Attorney General has assumed responsibility for prosecuting the case. Investigative findings indicate that Cavalcante meticulously orchestrated his escape, stealing items crucial for altering his appearance, securing a getaway vehicle, and acquiring a rifle with ammunition. The charges highlight allegations of burglary, criminal trespass, theft, and possession of a firearm. Prior to his escape, Cavalcante was serving a life sentence for the brutal murder of his ex-girlfriend. The new charges detail his alleged burglary of 2 residences in Pennsbury and South Coventry townships, during which he reportedly stole a firearm, clothing, and a shaving razor. Additionally, Cavalcante stands accused of pilfering a Ford Transit van from a location in Pocopson Township. Attorney General Henry, addressing the press, emphasized the seriousness of the situation, stating the defendant used all means necessary to escape from prison and stay hidden from authorities. These offenses aided his efforts and elevated his threat to the public. She continued, thanks to the diligent efforts of law enforcement, Cavalcante is in custody and will be prosecuted for all of his crimes. My office is committed to keeping Pennsylvanians safe and holding those accountable who jeopardize the public's well-being. On Monday, a total of 20 charges were filed against Cavalcante, encompassing felony counts of burglary, criminal trespassing, theft, and possession of a firearm. The accused is slated to be arraigned on the new charges this Friday, marking the latest chapter in a legal saga that began with a daring prison escape. Well, coming up next, Olean tree dedicated in honor of Susan Cooper.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
The City of Olean employees honored longtime city forester Susan Cooper by dedicating a tree in her honor on Wednesday, November 8, 2023 at 4 p.m. in Lincoln Park. Mrs. Cooper was named city forester in 1992 and stayed on in that capacity until her death on March 16, 2023. She used her position to bring an understanding to community members about the importance of maintaining Olean's urban forest. Her in-depth knowledge helped the City of Olean to secure 2 grants. The New York State Urban Forestry Council Tree City USA Reward Grant Program allowed the city to plant 12 trees along the eastern side of Forness Pond. A grant awarded by the Department of Environmental Conservation, Urban and Community Forestry Program allowed the city to complete a tree inventory and management plan. Susan Cooper was an excellent forester. She selected new trees to be planted throughout the city for 30 years. Because of her long tenure, the seasons confirm her love of the environment and for our community. Her work is evident in the spring when the trees bloom and again in the fall when the leaves change color, Mayor Aiello said. She helped to make Olean a beautiful and colorful place to live. She will be missed. The Freeman maple tree that was planted was donated by Schittel's Nursery. Donations from city employees purchased the memorial stone. Well, that's going to be it for us today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. We're also on Channel 716 on Roku and at Channel716.com. Thank you for watching.